If you eventually want to achieve financial freedom or even financial independence, then you need to know how to invest your money properly. You know how there's a certain order that you need to go through when you want to wash dishes in a dishwasher? Rinse the dishes off so there's no food on them, load them into the dishwasher, add dishwasher soap, run the dishwasher, unload the dishes. If you skip the steps of rinsing off the dishes or, forgetting to add soap, then you'll end up with plates and silverware that aren't clean. It's the same thing with investing your money if you do it wrong. There's a certain order that you need to follow with investing, just like there's certain steps that you need to go through to have clean dishes. If you skip one of those steps without knowing why you were skipping a step, then you're going to pay for it later down the line. Unfortunately, your investments aren't as forgiving as your dirty dishes are. In this video, I'm going to go through the order that you should be investing to ensure that you have the maximal amount of money so you can achieve financial freedom or even financial independence in the future. My older brother called me up recently asking me some questions about investing, and as we had this conversation, I caught myself going through these exact steps with him, so I figured I'd share it with you. Hey, I'm Jarrad with an A, and on this channel, we talk about all things personal finance, investing, and we try to have some fun in the process. If you don't have access to any of these on the list, then just skip that step and move on to the next one. Don't completely ignore it though, because at some point it may be available to you, so you should at least be aware of what you're going to do. Other than that, you should not jump around from step to step. Do not pass go and do not collect $200. Think of this process like a row of buckets that you need to fill up. Once the first one is filled up, then you move on to the next one and then the next one and so on. At some point in this video, I'll go through how I'm personally working through this whole process. Obviously, nothing in this video should be taken as investment advice. Stick figure drawings is what I do professionally, so this video is for informational and entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research and don't listen to a stick figure guy like me. The first thing you need to think about is building up an emergency fund. Now, this should technically be done as early in the process as possible, but it can be built up while you're still investing and going through the following process. It's kind of tough for me to give you any sort of timing because it's smart to start investing as quickly as possible, but that emergency fund is going to save your butt more often than you know. This is one of those gray areas that you'll have to decide for yourself. After I paid off all of my $82,000 debts, I chose to build up my emergency fund and invest at the same time. I had mine fully funded within about 8 months, so I was okay with it taking that amount of time so I could ramp up my investments a lot sooner. The stability of your job and whether or not you have a family will give you an idea of how much you need to carry. If you have a steady job like a teacher, then you might be fine with, we'll say, 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. Now, if you have a sales job where income can drastically change throughout the year, then a 6 to 12 month emergency fund would work best for your situation. All of this money should be put into a high yield savings account. Do not, under any circumstances, invest this money. I know it's going to be extremely tempting because the stock market has done nothing but go up over the past 10 or 11 years, and you feel like you could be earning so much more if it was invested in the market. But playing the stock market in the short term is a loser's game. You have no clue when you'll actually need the money since it's there for emergencies. So you have to assume it will be invested for the short term. The next step in the process is to invest up to your employer's match. There is no gray area with this one. Under all circumstances, you should be doing this no matter what people like Dave Ramsey tell you. Let's say your employer gave you 30 days vacation every single year, and if you didn't use that vacation by January 1st, then you would lose it. Would you make sure that you used it all by January 1st? Of course you would. Those are free days that you can't get back once the option is off the table after January 1st. It's the exact same thing as a 401k match. If you don't invest enough for them to match today, then you can't go back and get that free money from them later down the line. A $3,000 per year employer 401k match invested for 30 years at a 7% return comes out to over $280,000 free dollars. This is a part of your compensation just like your salary and all of the other benefits you receive from them. So take advantage of that free money. One thing to note is that all of the money an employer contributes for you goes into a traditional 401k. So for example, if you're currently investing in a Roth 401k, then they will still match your contributions, but it will go into a traditional 401k. This is how it is everywhere, so you can't change it. You just got to deal with it and be happy with the fact that they're giving you free money. The next investment bucket that you need to complete before moving on is maxing out a health savings account. This is the ideal bucket, especially if you treat it like it's a tax-free retirement account. Not many people think about it in this way because on the surface, it looks like it's for medical expenses, which is technically true, but how you interact with it changes everything and leaves you with insane amounts of money in retirement. I made a whole video going over how to maximize an HSA where I break everything down and show you the process that I'm going through to make this happen. I'll throw a link to that video in the description so you can watch it after this video to take a deeper dive. Just a quick high-level summary, the way to do this is to contribute to your HSA every year and avoid touching that money until you're retired. That means that you'd pay all of your medical expenses out of pocket instead of withdrawing money from your HSA account to pay for them right now. To really take advantage of this, you'll need to make sure that the money in your HSA account is actually invested so it has a chance to grow. If you are single, maxing out your HSA for just 1 year, letting it stay invested for 30 years, assuming a 7% return and never investing another dime would turn that $3,550 into over $27,000 of tax-free money. You actually save on paying taxes 3 different times, so it's a triple tax savings. You don't pay taxes on the money when it's going into the account. You don't pay taxes on the investment gains, so in our example that we just talked about, you don't pay taxes on the $23,000 gains, and you don't pay taxes when you withdraw money from the account for medical expenses. Sorry, I should have said that. It's very rare that the IRS gives you a chance to legally skip out on paying taxes once, let alone 3 different times. So that's why this is such a powerful account if you use it properly. There's more you need to know before doing this, so go watch the video that I mentioned just a minute ago for all the details. Oh, hey, how's it going? I'm in the middle of editing the video you're watching right now, and I forgot to say something. Please Hulk smash that thumbs up button. After those last couple are filled up, the next bucket that you need to max out is your IRA. Don't call it an IRA. I hate when people call it an IRA. It is an IRA. Not Ira. Ira's like a girl that used to live down the street from me. It was honestly really tough for me to put an HSA before a Roth IRA because I love everything about a Roth IRA, but that triple tax savings you get with an HSA is just too good to pass up and not contribute to first. If your income is over the Roth IRA limit, then this would be the time for you to look into contributing to a traditional IRA and converting it to a Roth IRA using a backdoor Roth IRA, not IRA. If you are eligible to invest in a Roth IRA, then go for it. The reason I say that is because none of us have any idea of what the tax rate is going to be in the future, so I always say to pay the taxes now so the money can grow tax-free forever. But once again, that's just my opinion. Do your own research and do what you want. Plus, dealing with required minimum distributions from a traditional IRA is a little annoying. The reason an IRA is the next best thing to max out before you go back to investing in something like your 401k is because you have full control over everything. You choose where you want to invest, and there are a lot more options for you to choose from when it comes to equities to invest in. With the 401k, you're locked into having to use the platform your employer sets up for you. You have to deal with the fees that they charge you, and your investment options are limited to only the ones that they offer. The one major problem with investing in an IRA is the fact that it is self-directed. So you have to take all of the initial steps to set one up, and most people don't do this. Now, I think that's either because they don't know about it or even know how to do it. Now, this can be a little bit intimidating if you don't know what you're doing. I'm hoping to get something out there to help you with this soon, but until then, I put a video together walking you through the things that you need to think about before opening a Roth IRA that I'll link up down in the description. Now we're heading into the territory of it depends. Which one of these 4 you choose is all going to depend on you. Now, you could potentially do all 4 at the same time, or do a little bit of each, or just do one. But I would put them all on the same level just in case someone wants to choose one. The first of the 3 is going to be maxing out your 401k up to the limit allowed, which is right now $19,500 per year. You would deduct $19,500 from whatever you contributed up to your employer match, and that's what you would contribute in this portion or this bucket. Whether you invest in a traditional or a Roth 401k is going to be up to you. Now, some people who are pursuing financial independence will contribute to a traditional 401k, then roll it into a traditional IRA, then convert it to a Roth IRA. Now, that level of detail is way beyond the scope of this video, so just have an idea of which type of 401k that you'll put money into. If you're not sure, then don't let that stop you from moving through this step. Just contribute to one while you spend a few weeks or a few months figuring it out. You're not going to make or break your future one way or the other while you gather more information, but you will if you're not investing at all. Another option at this level would be to invest in real estate or start putting money aside to invest in real estate at some point in the future. I have friends who are bypassing their 401k just to buy real estate because that's how they want to generate money for themselves in retirement, and I don't see an issue with this at all. The people I know who have had a lot of success with real estate investing do it two ways. The first way is that they buy, make improvements on, then sell that property to make a profit. Now, there's a lot more that goes into this sort of thing, so you might want to talk to someone who successfully does it before giving it a go. The second way is you could also think about investing in real estate through the buy and hold method, where you purchase an investment property, then rent it out as a way to build a consistent stream of cash. If investing in physical real estate on your own isn't something you're interested in, but you still want some of your money invested into real estate for diversification purposes, then you could always go the route of using a crowd-funded real estate platform. I personally recommend and currently invest in Fundrise. I made videos on them that I'll link up down in the description if you want to learn more about Fundrise in general. The third one on this level would be to invest money into a current business you have or start setting money aside to start a business. I love it when people build a business on the side with a full-time job. I honestly wish that everyone did this because there are so many benefits. The tax benefits alone are insane and make me wonder why everyone doesn't start a business. Having additional income outside of your full-time job also gives you a little safety net in case something happens where you got laid off. It's a great way to ensure that you at least have a little bit of money coming in just to get you by. Another benefit a lot of people don't mention is that it gives you something to do that's more productive than just sitting around and watching television or YouTube videos all the time. If you actually enjoy what you do, then it starts to become your entertainment as opposed to work. I work a full-time job and I also make money running this YouTube business and in other ways as well. I genuinely enjoy teaching people like you about money and investing, so while some people look at it as work, I look at it as entertainment that I just so happen to get paid for. The fourth thing you could do at this level or this stage is starting to pay down your mortgage or start saving for a home. Some people have the desire to pay off their mortgage because it helps them sleep better at night, and there's nothing wrong with that. I personally have no desire to do this because my money is better invested somewhere else where I can get a higher return. If you want to do this, then absolutely go for it. I wouldn't call you stupid for doing it. The next two take us to the next level down. Just like the last four, you can choose which route you want to go. I'm sure that everyone's been wondering when I was going to mention this one, and that is your taxable investment accounts. Unfortunately, this is probably the account that most people invest in first, which is completely wrong, and I hate that this is the case. I put some of the blame on popular investing apps like Robinhood, who only offer taxable accounts and no retirement accounts like Roth IRAs. It's important to take care of things like your retirement accounts before touching your taxable accounts because there's many tax benefits to investing in an IRA, a 401k, and HSA that are completely missing from a taxable account. The reason that I put this taxable investment account below things like real estate and a business is that if you're maxing out your IRA, HSA, and 401k, then you already have a ton of money tied up in the actual stock market that investing more into it through a taxable account might not be the best idea. Investing in a business and or real estate is another way to diversify your overall net worth and investments away from the stock market. Now, this is going to be really helpful for you as you get closer to that retirement age, so you don't have all of your eggs in one basket. I love the stock market and I am not knocking it, but I love diversification a lot more. The second one on this level is alternative investments. Think of this like anything we didn't talk about already. They're going to be very specific to you and what you know, so I can't necessarily name any of them off right now. Maybe you know something about, we'll say, investing in art or jewelry or something obscure like that. Here's what I'm doing with my money this year. I'm maxing out my employer's 401k up to the match. Then I'm maxing out my HSA. After that, I am setting $500 per month aside into my Roth IRA through M1 Finance. Next is where it gets a little nuanced. I'm splitting the rest of my money between my 401k and saving up for a rental property. Leading up to this year, I was maxing out my 401k and I still had money left over, which I was using to invest in taxable accounts and putting some into my savings account. Since I want to start investing in real estate, there's two ways that I could have gone about this. Number one, I could have continued to max out my 401k and use the leftover money to save for a rental property. Or number two, I could still contribute to my 401k a pretty healthy amount still, but not max it out, and be able to save a lump sum of cash faster for that first rental property. I've chosen to go with number two. Now the reason for that is because I have a plan to own a certain amount of rental properties within the next 10 years, so the faster I can get the first one under my belt and get this whole process started, the better. And the easier, honestly, that the rest of them will be. To be clear, I'm not necessarily saying that any of it will be easy, but I just know that the first property is the hardest if you've never done it before. And I've never actually done it before. Other than that, I'm just trying to hold the least amount of cash as possible, not counting my emergency fund, of course, because cash sitting in my bank account isn't making me money, and I want my money out there working for me. I should also mention that I do have a taxable account that I contribute to every single month, but that's specifically earmarked for my future car fund. I'll throw a link in the description of this video to another video of me describing what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, so you can get an idea of what the heck is Jarrad's car fund. In the description of this video, you can go pick up your free investing platform guide. You'll also find a ton of resources to help you out with all of your personal finance and investing needs. Check out the Financial Independence Retire Early videos right here to your left. Please make sure to Hulk smash that thumbs up button as well. I'll see you in the next one, friends. Adios.